Well, welcome. Another episode of I'm Right. The show will be starting in approximately 4 minutes and 30 seconds, so please stand by. But if you don't want to listen to me just talk for 5 minutes and give you vital information, you can fast forward past this spot if you're listening in replay or watching in replay and get right into the show. So, in the meantime, take a seat, get some snacks, get comfortable, maybe your adult beverage, get everything that you need to enjoy. Episode 3 of I'm Right. Okay, and as you all know, Jill's usually right. Can you believe I said that? Can you believe I said it? All right, now there's a couple of things you can do while you're here at the show, while you're here live at the show. And one of the things is you can be a part of the show. And there's several ways you can do that. One is if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can make a comment or a question through Facebook or YouTube, and we can pull that up on the screen so the audience can see it, everyone can see it, and you will see and hear your post that you make there. So, your comment. So that's pretty cool. So you can do it that way. But if you're a little bolder, there's also a link there on Facebook and YouTube if you want to be in the show. And all you would need to do is hit that link and follow the prompts, and it'll bring you right into the show. Now, we'll see you come into the show before the audience, so the audience will not see you until you decide, until you let us know whether you want to be seen or not. And if you don't want to be seen, we don't have to show you on the screen. You'll just be heard by the audience, and you can have a conversation with us just like you're sitting right here next to us, which is pretty cool. Also, there is a QR code. So if you are watching on your, let's say your laptop, and you're like, oh man, it would be really cool if I could get into the show, like be part of the show. You can scan that QR code with your smartphone and follow the prompts again, and you will be part of the show. Part of the show. You will become a star. Which is cool. And get ready tonight for Dennis and Mary Vogel. Okay, we've known them quite some time, and they have been married for that's next week. That's right. That's next week. Oh, glad I got somebody helping me here. Next week we'll have Dennis and Mary Vogel. And they've been married a long time. I think 52 years. Yes, that is correct. 52 years. So we're gonna have them here, and they're gonna tell us what's the secret. What is there a secret to be married for 52 years? Wonder what that is. We have approximately 30 seconds and the show will start, so please stand by.
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
What's
Greetings,
happening?
everyone. This is I'm Right,
I'm right.
and I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. We are in season 8,
Season 8.
episode 3. That means, everybody,
What's that
we've been
mean?
doing this for 8 years.
That's good math. Jill.
Woohoo! See, I can do math every now and then, but most of the time, I'm a writer. I don't normally do numbers.
Writers don't do math.
Yeah, most of us don't.
Oh,
That's
messed
just
up.
how we are.
That's messed up.
It is
That's
kind of messed up, isn't it?
I know we announced that here in 2025, season number 8, we would usually have a guest. But tonight, we are the guest.
We're our own guests.
We're our own guests. And you are our guest because we know you're sitting out there watching us.
Yes.
So,
yes.
but
we hope
yeah,
you're with
it's
us.
just Jill and I tonight. We couldn't fill this slot for this week, but next week we will have Dennis and Mary Vogel, married for 52 years, and they're going to tell us the secret
That's right.
the secret
The secret.
to having a long, happy, and healthy relationship.
Yes. And tonight we have an interesting topic that we hope you'll interact with us about because we'd love to have your input as well. We'll be talking about building and maintaining communities. But first, I want to go back to last week. We had author Toni Bellin on. She was talking about her book, Leap, which is an acronym. And you should read the book to know what that is. But after the show, the show that we did was really about children of alcoholics.
Yes,
And
and adult children of alcoholics
yes,
also.
yes. And how, substance use disorders impact the entire family, right? Even if one person has that. So after the show last week, we had a comment. How do you make it go up?
Gee, it's not showing the whole comment.
Well,
'cause
I'll
it's
just read it
long,
to you.
so
You can trust me on what it says.
that's the beginning of it, you see.
Yes. Maybe if I tap it again, maybe it'll go to the next one. We didn't know about that. But anyway, last week, Paul Hillary wrote after the show. He told us we had an excellent show. Thank you, Paul. And he says it's important to explore how people develop and have long-term denial, partly because they don't want to face what's going on, and sadly, because they don't understand. But meaning he, has learned that the children of alcoholics have a high rate of diabetes and also Parkinson's. They might not drink, but the medication they must take for the rest of their lives still reacts with alcohol to make it highly toxic. That's what the rest of it says.
Okay.
So take that down. Okay, so I put that comment up, one, to thank Paul on the show for it, but also to let you know that every season that we've done I'm Right,
I'm right.
it's because we want to, it just doesn't sound right if I say I'm right, because, I'm right. That every episode we have always wanted to help people. But this season we're especially making that our mission. So that's why tonight we're talking about building communities, especially online, and maintaining them. Because I know I'm between the two of us, I'm the one that monitors social media. Although I will say honestly, I've never been a big fan of social media, but you do what you need to do, right? So I've been monitoring and I've seen the discussions, especially of late, about leaving a social media platform because a change in policy by that platform's owners. So we thought it would be great to talk about ways to still build, have, and maintain a community, even if you're not on your favorite social media platform. And it's part of a segment that we call
Stand by your stance.
You look like you wanted to say something.
Stand by your stance. Well, no. Well, I guess so. We have a stance. I guess do have something to say. So, I understand that things in all of these different platforms, social media platforms, are going through some changes right now, some big changes. And a lot of people are deciding that maybe they're not going to be on these platforms and this and that. But then you have a person like me,
who's not.
I have like one or two social media accounts that I never use. I
think you need to say that a little differently. I think you should. I think you should say you have social media accounts that you never use. That's how you should say it.
That's what I said.
That's not the same thing. You said you have one or two that you
that
don't.
I never use. That I never use.
You don't use any of them, is my point.
Oh, well, I have them, and I don't use them.
Correct. That is correct.
Is that correct? I have them. I do not use them.
And so why do you have them? One would
Well,
ask.
because my wife and other people kept saying, "Hey, you have to have a social media account. You have to have a social media account." So I
And
guess,
why did I say you had to have one when I myself don't care to be on social media?
Well, it's because of this show and other shows that I.
It's a marketing tool.
Yes, it is. It is a marketing tool, but I have such a hard time with social media and the, let's say, constant interaction with people, many people, constantly. So it never feels good to me. Social media never really feels good to me.
So you don't like your interactions with people? Is that what
I
you're saying?
like my interactions, especially here on the show. I
just
love
not in that
it.
format.
Yes, that type. Yeah, but on here, if we're face to face, I'm good. Even with this show that's not face to face, but we can see people if they want to be here. We can read their comments, which is like social media, but it's kind of more confined. It seems smaller to me than having people from all over, just coming in, making comments and this and that. So,
Speaking of comments.
Hi,
Ronaldo.
Hey, Mr. Rennie. So, so for someone like me, and with all the changes going on in social media, it doesn't affect me that much. However, like I was saying earlier, I like this type of interaction. And when we were on another platform where we were able to actually see all the names of everyone that was in our audience, I also like that interaction because I can say personally to them, just, hey, hi, how you doing? They can see me. They can see that I'm sincere. And then if they want to speak, they could speak and we can have a conversation. It's as close as I can get to an in-person interaction, and I think that's it. I'm really more about that personal connection, because people on some of these sites, it's just say stuff.
Many people do, because you can type anything you want, so not everything. Gee. How about this concept? Not everything you see on social media is real.
It's not? It's
what
not?
about that concept? But my stance is a little different because I do see, especially for introverts or especially if you're lonely, I can see the benefits of the various social media platforms. It's a way of connecting for them with others. It may not work for you, but for many people, it's how they connect with people all around the world. So I can understand that. In fact, that's the reason that many people are conflicted right now about staying on certain platforms. It's because they want to have they don't want to lose their community that they've built online. They don't want to lose that.
That's
And
understandable.
I totally get that. But my stance is when people own something, as is the case with all of these social media platforms, really, they can do whatever they want because they're the owner, right? And so they can change it at any time. So you were talking about the platform that we used to do this show from, and you know they asked us, and not politely either, to leave because they decided to go in a new direction, right?
Yeah.
So at any time, owners can decide to just up and change things, right?
This is true.
And so my stance is that why don't we build a community, or our communities? Maybe you have several different types of communities that you're a part of. Why don't we build our own and let us own it so that we can call the shots, and that what's on the whatever we present on the platform is what we allow, what we think is right, so I vote for building your own communities online. And so a little later, I want to talk about ways to do that. We just got another comment. Hi, Michelle. Welcome to the show. Thank you
Hi,
for
Michelle.
watching. I
We're
love
hap-
Michelle.
We're happy you're here.
Yes, we are. And she says, I love what you're saying about connecting with people around the world. Yes, that is what we like to do. Like, I guess we all kind of want to stay in our own bubble sometimes. I do. Tony tells you all the time, I have hermit tendencies. I'm happy to stay in my little bubble. But on the other hand, in college, I was an international studies student major because I wanted to be introduced to all sorts of people and their cultures, not to bring them down, but to understand what's important to them. Because when we understand each other, then we can have conversations.
That's right.
Right? She also had another comment, and she says, hello back. This is so important. I love you too. Oh, we're feeling the love. Yay.
Well, not to interrupt you, Jill, but, this is exactly, what I'm talking about. We're here on our show. We're streaming live all over the world, actually.
We are. Actually, our numbers, our podcast ratings on the charts, we are like in the top 100 in other countries.
Yes. We have this feeling we're going to go to Europe and people are going to know us.
Yes.
When we go there, because our numbers are much larger
Much better
than they're in the
Yes.
U.S. But just this interaction, with Michelle here, is more personal to me. And I guess because I know it's a live connection from
It's
us
a real
to
person.
her. And it's a real
She's a real person.
it's a real person. So Jill, what do you
And
think?
she's a poet too, by the way.
Oh,
she's a
you
lovely,
know, we
lovely
love,
poet.
We love poets here.
Yes. Yes.
It is. So, but anyway, so building a community, and even specifically off our platforms with this show and other shows we've had, I really love the community we had with those, because when we do these shows, we're not getting rich. Just to let you know, you don't see any sponsors here or anything else. You don't see any of that. We're not getting rich. So we do it because we love the connection. And we do want to show that, look, everybody, we can get along, have a good time, have fun. Maybe we're going to learn some things. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll cry. Maybe we'll laugh. It's great because we get to do all of that together. So this show is not just our show, it's your show. You have a platform here also. So if you have something to say that's important, maybe you have a organization that you volunteer for, maybe you started some type of organization where you do community work, this is your spot. This is where you can come. We would love to have you here and make that connection.
So on that note, some people are watching us from a certain platform that we're considering removing ourselves from because of the reasons we gave earlier. And it's not the first time I've left a platform, by the way. I used to be on all of the platforms, so many platforms, that I had to use Hootsuite to figure out what I was sending where. If you don't know Hootsuite, it's a platform where you can put all of your social media platforms in one spot and post from one spot. So I had so many that I needed to do that. But you know what? I realized, just like Tony is saying, I prefer real engagement like we're doing tonight with you. And I looked for where I could do that, where I could get, comments back on whatever I posted. And so for me, that's a whole other, it's the professional platform that's out there. That's where, but ironically, we don't broadcast live there. I will put a replay up after the show, but we don't broadcast live there. So when we were on the other platform, so people were like, well, how can we have the same experience with you if we're not on the same platform as you, right? So if we're not on, if you're watching from a certain platform where you're considering moving away from it, where do you find us next? How can we keep this community going? And we have an answer for that, don't we?
We do.
We're working on it. We're working. I do have an answer, but I want to have this.
That's above my pay grade.
Well, how is it not above mine?
Because you're smarter than me, Jill.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know about these things.
Now you made me lose my train of thought. No, we're working on it. So from the very beginning, when we were on a different platform before that we broadcast from, we still simulcast to all different platforms as we do now. But the one that we were on, and we had to go away. So we had to figure out, where can we go where we don't have to worry about that? Because like I just mentioned, I've done a lot of platform hopping because of something that either they pushed me out or they did something I didn't like.
Yeah.
And couldn't philosophically be a part of. So my proposal to all of us, to you and to all of us, is for us to build our own. So my website, many times we will say, watch the show on Jill's website, which is JillCoxCordova.com, right? We say that a lot, but I'm in the process of trying to think through a new design for the page that's on, because right now, if you watch our live show, you can't comment like you're doing right now. So I want you to have the same experience. I'm working with my web developer and also with the platform that we're actually allowed to broadcast this from, which is just something we paid to do. Like they don't care what our content is. Like, they're not monitoring our content. We own our content. So I encourage you all to once that's up and ready, to follow us there. I'm also eventually launching a newsletter to keep you posted on what we're doing, but I still want that interaction with you to know what you're doing. That's the whole reason I've stayed on these platforms as long as I have, is to see what everybody's up to, and to stay. That's my way of staying in touch, or even knowing when your birthday is, things like that. But I still think if we owned our own, if we built our own, like a website allows you to do, then you don't have to worry about someone kicking you off or doing something that you don't like. Now, Tony might do something you don't like. That might happen.
How could you say such a thing?
It could happen. It could happen. But you know that he's not the kind of person that does anything malicious or because he's discriminating against you or anything. He's not that person.
I'm all about love.
He is the man about love. That's what he calls himself.
We're talking about love. I love Michelle's comment tonight. She has another one.
Oh, she has another one.
Yes, she has another one here.
Let me get rid of this and this so that we can pay attention to it.
There we go.
And more than ever, people need folks like you,
That's
all
so
who
sweet.
bring fun and positivity in a safe community. Keyword, safe. We want you to feel safe. We also want you to feel seen and heard. Now our show is called I'm Right.
I'm Right.
So clearly we don't agree on everything, right? So we want you to feel safe, to where you can question, you can, you could comment. And as long as you're respectful, people will understand that maybe you don't know. Maybe we need to educate you. Mm-hmm. And I don't, I'm an educator at heart and an actual former professor. So teaching is what I do naturally. Mm-hmm. And you do too.
I do?
Yeah,
Didn't
you do.
know.
You do. He does.
Thanks, Jill.
You do. The key word is safe. You want to feel safe. You want to feel seen. You want to feel heard. All of those things. I want to say hello to other people I see have popped up. We have Henry. Hey, Henry. We have Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
Yes.
We have Amy Lynn. Hey, gosh, it's been decades since I've seen you in person. So we have, just other people here. So thank you all for being here.
Thanks for coming and sitting with us and hanging out.
Yes.
I hope you're enjoying your evening with us.
Yes.
So
we're just throwing out ideas, and letting you know what we're working on. We're working on making my website page one where it's truly I want my whole site to be truly interactive. Mm-hmm. So I'm working with a web developer on that to bring community to it, and the same with my newsletter. So maybe you all can do the same. I also plan to put links to like community organizers. I know quite a few actually that I deem everyday activists, and maybe you want to connect with them too, just as I did, so that we can all, just like Michelle said earlier, have a global reach of people. Notice I didn't say necessarily like-minded people, because I do think there is right and wrong, but I do think that it's healthy to have conversations about things maybe you don't know about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That you don't know about. Yeah. And as long as you're respectful and a good listener.
Yeah, too. Yeah. And also, if any of you have any suggestions,
yes, we're open
on how we can do that, how we can better do this, because we do this on our own with our own money. It actually costs us to bring you the content. So if there's anything you can think of that you might like us to do or talk about, or an easier way to do something, or maybe you have some ideas and some suggestions, we're open. because we are trying to build a community where all of you are a part of it, and you would be able to see us implicate something that you suggested. So you'll feel like you have a hand in what we do and what we're trying to do. So
I really believe we're better together.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm better with you.
I'm better with you. Well, let's get to our last segment that we call
I'm trying to help you.
I'm trying to help you. What are you trying to help us with, Jill? Come on, tell us.
I'm trying to help people consider alternatives if they are conflicted about what platforms they want to be a part of. So I hope that just the ideas that we're tossing around and working with other people on will help you. And also, hopefully, it'll keep you with us, as part of our community. Because there wasn't a name, every name I mentioned tonight, I love you all. And I want you to be part of my community always, and so I hope there are ways we can do that. Another thing, think of other things that bring people together. For me, that's books. Books bring people together. I think that's why, because I've always been a reader, I've always loved books. It always opened me to other worlds and to other people. Sometimes, yes, they were fictional, but it still opened my mind to other things and possibilities.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's a good trying to help you.
Yeah. And I also plan, we've talked about doing, and we have done in the past, live meetups. Granted, we're in a finite area, but we can hit the road. Jack.
Yeah, and I just thought of something that we have never done.
Uh-oh.
We have never done an episode on what I'm going to say now, but I think it would be cool. So you mentioned books, but what about if we had a episode on like a movie?
That would be fun.
To discuss a movie, that we've all seen, which might be interesting.
That could be, absolutely, because you and I have interesting discussions about movies.
Yeah, discussions about movies. We've never done that before on any of our episodes in 8 years.
Maybe I can run a poll and ask people what movie they want everyone to see or have seen, if it's a classic or
that's what
something from the past, and then we all watch the movie and do an episode on it.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Well, but
maybe we have a watch party together if it's on at the same time.
A watch party? Oh, shoot, that's an idea.
That would be fun.
We could do that. We could do that. Yeah. Yeah, we
can you see that. Tony's wheels are turning? I can see them.
Like, okay, what's that gonna look like? What are we gonna do to make that look different than your average watch party?
I can see where you're going with that. We can do that.
Yeah.
Because we can roll video here.
Well, we don't have the rights.
Maybe I could get the rights. I could get the rights.
We don't have the rights.
Like, hey, we want to have this large, or work with the director or something.
Oh, but I'm thinking, because when I watch, I'm the person you don't like because I want to tell you what's going to happen next, even if I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, that is so true. It's very annoying sometimes because not only will he tell you what's going to happen next, he'll give you the exact line, and it's something he hasn't seen before. So it's really annoying.
Yeah. See, this is a good topic because I was getting ready to start rolling with this. But I think it's about time we start wrapping up this show.
Well, thank you. And if you all, if you have ideas, please let us know. You can, if you're on whatever platform you're on, just send us a note or post something and we'll see it. And most of you know me personally, so you can contact me directly. So actually, all of you know me personally, so you can contact me directly. So do that. We would love to hear your ideas, and let's keep talking so that we can build and maintain our community.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, here we go. After the show, anyone, we need your input. And that's what I've been asking for most of this evening. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to hear your suggestions. So please do that. Also, next week, I'm Right, Season 8, Episode 4, we're going to have our guest, Mary and Dennis Vogel, married for 52 years. So you check that out. How many people make it that long? So that's next week, January 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And remember to check us out again, because we want you to come back to see us also. That's I'm Right every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can also watch all of our content at Jill's website, JillCoxCordova.com, and click the podcast tab. Yes. Oh, we're back.
We're back. And Michelle has a parting comment. She says, I enjoyed this. And we enjoyed your comments too, yes. Michelle. Thank you.
I love you. Love you. Love you. All right. So, this is it, Jill? Are we out? Are we gone?
We are.
This is it?
It's it. Till next week.
All right. Love you all.
Love you.
All right. Bye. Bye.